It's Kirsten Dunst and David Walliams.
Yeah.
The big crowd.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for being here. So lovely to see you both.
Thank you for having us.
It's amazing. I was thinking about the many films I've seen and enjoyed you in, and I worked out it's 30 years, I think, since Interview with the Vampire. How old were you when you filmed that?
I was probably 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're working with a great cast. It was Tom Cruise.
Yes, and Brad, yeah.
Yeah. How was it working with Tom?
He was lovely to me. I still get a coconut cake every Christmas from
So he
him.
still sends you a gift?
He does.
A coconut cake?
He's a classy man, that Cruise.
Why a coconut cake? Is there a symbolism, a sort of significance to that?
I've never asked him, but it's the best cake I've ever had.
Coconut cake. You've met Tom, haven't you?
I have, a couple of times, and I did see him a week ago.
Do you get cake?
I'm not on the cake list, but I want to get on the cake list because I think it's a cake. And I went to university with Simon Pegg, who's in the Mission Impossible movies.
I love Simon.
He's wonderful. And so he invited me and my son Alfred, who's 10, and we watched all the Mission Impossible movies, and we got to meet Tom. And Tom gave my son a really inspirational speech about, he'd sit on the roof and look at the stars and dream of being this famous actor. For about half an hour, and I was just stood there thinking, he doesn't need a dad anymore. We just gave him this most amazing inspirational speech. He was very generous with his time.
Yes.
And very, very lovely.
He's a kind man.
I must admit, if I was your son and I had the choice between you and Tom Cruise... So, David, the exciting news is David has another children's book out, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a Saturday.
When do you... I mean, it's a regular occurrence and it's always a very welcome one. What's the new one? Where do you get your inspiration from?
I've always been fascinated by space travel. And the new one is called Astrochimp. You know, animals were sent into space. It was started off with fruit flies in 1948. I've done my research.
Did they send fruit flies to space?
Fruit flies. If you'd have read the book, Jonathan, you would know, because fruit flies are in it.
David, what age group is the book intended for?
Well, you would find it difficult, but I think... OK, fruit flies went into... They're the first creatures from Earth went into space, and then there was a chimp called Ham, there was Laika the dog, and so my book is like, it's 100 years later, what would all these animals be doing in space? And I tried to create a kind of Star Wars-type story.
You have children, don't you?
I do. I have an almost 3 and an almost 6-year-old son.
And they're 2 boys.
Two boys.
Do you read to them? Would they like this to take home with you?
I think this is too difficult, maybe. I mean, this is like a... Well, my son's 6, he can't read yet. Oh, it's like a graphic novel.
To him.
Like a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to repeat. I have to make up a lot of characters for my sons. So we repeat the same book, and then I invent, like, characters, basically.
So you act them out, so they get a private performance?
Basically, yeah.
So what kind of fiction do they enjoy having you bring to life for them?
Well, my one son is into Spiderman, actually, and does not... He's watched the first Spiderman, does not care that it's me at all. But he goes around the house like... like, everyone's getting shot by webs, and I have to be the green Globlin.
The green Globlin? Is this a Marvel...
Globlin.
Is this a copyright thing with Marvel?
I mean, if anyone could do it, I should be able to.
Yeah, you should be able to. So why Globlin?
Globlin? Because he's almost 3 and he can't pronounce goblin.
So he...
You can't talk!
Yeah. So I'm the green Globlin.
You're the green Globlin?
Yeah, that's what I get.
And what voice do you provide for the... How does the...
Like this. I'm the green Globlin.
I just want to say about Spiderman, they were amazing films, and they had a very different feel. That was before the Marvel Cinematic Universe became what it is.
Yes, it was, and it was a very kind of indie-spirited film because we had Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe, and it was very much a smaller film in a bigger universe to me. The way it was
They're the best Spider-Man movies.
Thank you. Thank you.
But that became such an iconic moment, the sort of upside-down kiss.
Yeah, it did. I remember Sam Raimi giving me a book of famous kisses to kind of, like, to be inspired, but also he really wanted to make it special, even though it was kind of miserable actually doing it. It was pouring rain, freezing, Toby couldn't breathe, so it was almost like I was resuscitating him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So more of a lifesaver than a romantic moment.
But
it's incredible, because that is, like, it's an iconic image.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be... I mean, yeah, it's cool to be a part of things like that.
So Kirsten's new film is out on the 12th of April. I saw it on IMAX, and it really benefited from being on a bigger screen. You play Lee Smith, who's a photojournalist.
Yes, yeah.
And it is quite a provocative film, of course. Tell us what it's about.
Yeah, you are dropped really in the center of a civil war going on in America. And what's interesting about the film is it's not polarizing, it's not partisan at all, it's not choosing sides. It really allows the audience to be immersed in this war with these journalists. And it is a kind of a road trip through the backwoods of America from New York City to shoot and photograph and interview the president.
And the president is a kind of, he's not Trump, but he's a Trump-like figure,
He's a fascist president. It's his third term, so he's...
So it is Trump.
Well, listen,
it's like a nice version of Trump.
It's another old man.
Yeah. OK, let's have a look, though. Civil War is amazing, and I'm thrilled you're going to see, because I know you will love it as well. It's out on April the 12th. Have a look at this.
You just both got casting. He's your husband, isn't he?
Yeah, that's my husband.
Yeah. You can see it looks amazing. And as David was just asking you, the guy at the end is a kind of chilling, quite a small role in the film, but chilling performance. That's Jesse Plemons, who is your husband, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
And he wasn't initially cast in this film, I believe.
No, another actor was cast that couldn't end up doing it because of scheduling, and I was like, well, Jesse's here.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to pay for housing or another car or anything.
But it's an amazing, memorable performance.
Well, even in reading the script, that scene was so chilling.
Yeah.
And the way he plays it is... what happens in that scene really sets the film off to the trajectory of just, you know, really ignites the film in a way. And yeah, he's very casual about it, which makes it even more chilling.
Well, I've admired him on screen for a while, but he does worry me because he plays weird people so well.
He does.
And you've worked with him before.
I've worked with him. We did Fargo season 2 together.
Yeah, which was great.
And that's when we kind of became creative soulmates in a way. We felt, you know, very much in love creatively. And then we got together a year later.
Do you like working with him? Is it easier working with someone? Because presumably you have a sort of shorthand, you know what...
I love working with him. He's my favorite actor. So, and we really... Oh. It's true, though, guys. It's true. I really love working with him. He's just... when we first worked together, it just felt so free. It just felt the way you imagine acting should feel.
I've never seen him deliver anything other than a superb performance.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jonathan.